Welcome, everyone. It is July 16th, 2025, and I'm so excited about this amazing episode of the Member Success Series. I picked two really awesome guests today. They are both ambassadors they host their in-person meetings where they live. They're going to let them do their introductions. And anyway, they're going to have a lot of golden nuggets. So you guys might want to get some paper and pen and take some notes, and because you're going to learn a lot from them. Chuck, welcome. Good to see you again.
Great to see you. And I'm Chuck Casto. I've been doing the contests and the newsletter and all the PR all along here at Alignable. And I know both of these wonderful, beautiful people from the contest. They have both been very active and very successful in it. And it's great to see them together here
I
today.
know, I'm so excited. And I got to meet them both in person when I was traveling across
Oh,
the country. So I got to spend time with Tracee. We had some amazing events. And Paul had a great events too. I had a lot of fun meeting you guys in person. So I'm Sue Brooke. Fun fact about myself, I live and travel in a motorhome, and over the past 4.5 years or so, I've been traveling around meeting Alignable members and teaching people how to use Alignable and teaching networking and marketing and things like that. So anyway, you want to kick us off? Well, let's go around with some introductions. So
yes.
Tracee, go first.
Okay, I'll go first. I'm Tracee Holloway, also called the Way Up CEO. The name of my business is the Way Up Creative. And what we do is integrated marketing communications. I work primarily with nonprofits and small businesses, entrepreneurs, and help with brand elevation. And we do that through marketing, through public relations, and also events. I am an ambassador, proudly ambassador to the Alignable Alliance of North Texas. I've been doing that for a little over 3 years, I think now, since 2022. As a co-ambassador, and then I'll share that later. But nonetheless, I'm happy
That
to
was a
be
whole
here.
other thing, right?
It's a whole like transition. I started as a co-ambassador, and then Fort Worth, and then we combined, and now we're one of the largest alliances. It's really a great time. I love to help get business owners together. So anyhow, that's me, Tracee Holloway. Nice to meet you guys.
Yeah, go ahead, Paul.
I guess I'm a little shot that keeps shooting. You said the largest alliance. I'm so proud that we went from 1,000 to almost 2,000 members in the Palm Beaches Alliance of the Palm Beaches, or Alignable Alliance of the Palm Beaches. So I'm just gathering with the mapping feature. It's so amazing that you could make a post non-promotional and literally reach out to the top 13 cities, all of the cities in the Palm Beaches area, but the 13 cities, there's like 60,000 alignable members in just the Palm Beaches. So if you know people here in Palm Beach County, let's grow this for sure. But we hold in-person meetings once a month in Delray Beach. I actually found a unique place to hold our meetings. It's not in a restaurant. It doesn't have any busy waitresses or that. Sorry for the tips and all that. We just do it at a senior living community that has independent living, assisted living, and memory care. And at the independent living, they have a huge conference room, which we would love to get to 100 plus people to go into there and have like this format in person. But they give us a conference room with 20 people, and we do intros like we do here. And at the end of every meeting, I love to do what you like and what you learn. So it's almost like a Google review in person.
Hmm.
And that's how I end every single meeting with. As far as the introductions go, I used to have a pig at the event that I call a hog to prevent people from hogging the time, to make intros fun, because sometimes they can get a little bit too pitchy. But I try to make it fast moving. And
All
that's
right. So
once a month. Yeah.
Real quick, introduce yourself.
Yeah, as far as what
Who
I
are you?
do, by the way, too, thank you, Sue, on that. My mom got me into the crazy business of financial services. And a long time ago, I had to go to a big firm and get my securities licenses, life insurance license, and all that. And then just before COVID, she passed away, and my wife, almost said my mom, my wife, my wife and I continued on the legacy of her type practice for financial planning. And we love it because so many people in middle America are falling through the cracks, even with all the competition. So we're
All
glad to
right.
be in the industry.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. So let's get started. Chuck, what should we ask them first? Should we start with the success stories or what do you want to start with? Go ahead.
Well, this one, I do have the advantage with Paul because Paul, I think, was the very first person who reached out to me on social media during the very first contest asking a question. I forgot the question, but I do remember all of this. So he and I have been going back and forth for years. And there were great pictures of your mom, by the way. I remember that as you were talking. How old did she live to be?
74.
Okay, 74. Okay, very good. Oh,
I've
but
been
your
thinking, I
grandma,
went to 102.
your grandma
Wow.
was 102. Yes, okay, that's what I
Yeah.
was thinking about.
My
Anyway,
great. Yep. Yep.
some
All right.
great longevity there. So let me ask you, what for the newbies, because we were all newbies at one time, what for the newbies would be your top one or two tips, Paul?
The biggest tip is to force yourself if you're not normally a extrovert, because I'm kind of both. I have to force myself to have extra enthusiasm to go out and meet people in person. But at the same time, I don't mind meeting people. So I could sit on Alignable all day and meet all 10 million people, and my wife would kill me. This is not like completely the most income producing activity to just network and meet first time acquaintances. But that being said, I love that part. So I think that I've met over 1,000 people since the last 30 days. But
Oh
I
my God.
participated in every contest. And because of meeting 1,000 people, my favorite, I hate to say my favorite template, but I do like what some of the templates because it does save time. And I love to ask people, what are your best customers? That template.
Mm-hmm.
It
Mm-hmm.
forces them right away to tell me. So I have so many people that literally tell me what their template is, and that's the intro to it. On the flip side, on a post, if I see I have 10 people looked at a post that was an intriguing question, like before this last night or this morning at 5 o'clock in the morning, I did put a nice post about confidence. And I said, how important is confidence in meeting people online or offline? And I saw 6 people made a comment to it. And if somebody reached out and they looked at it and they commented, then I asked them to connect because I had some connection credits. And then when they connected, then I clicked on what are your best customers? And that was the handshake online, the digital handshake, the closest we can get. And then you take it from there, whether it's an event to go to, whether it's in person or an online event that you're running.
Okay. Awesome. How about you, Tracee?
Wow.
What are your tips for newbies that just got on Alignable for the first time?
Uh, well, look around, play around with the site, try everything, click everything, just get to know where things are. And that'll kind of help you, understand what you have access to. It's an amazing platform. If you ever need help with figuring out how to use it, then Alignable University is an excellent place to go. You can find videos, there's blogs, there's all sorts of things on there to help you, figure out how to use the platform. One of the other things I always say is to complete your profile. Just at least go through all of the questions on the profile, because that helps people who are getting to know you when they click on your profile to be able to read about you. Who are your target clients? What type of referral partners would be great for you to work with? And also a little bit more about you, who you are, what clients you serve, what services you provide, and a little bit about your background. So if you put all of that in your profile, then it not only helps people to get to know who you are, but also helps them filter whether or not you'll be a good match for them or someone else. If it's not complete, then, basically they won't know that information. So it'll save time too. It helps to, to build those relationships quickly. Another tool or tip I would say is to personalize those messages. I do like some of the AI messages, like Paul was saying. Some of them are really cool. It's quick. You push it, it's fast. But if it's someone that kind of matches your referral partners or they're a potential client, then you might want to take a little extra time instead of just connecting and with an auto message and actually reply with something personalized. And tell them what drew you to their profile. Let them know how you'd like to connect, what you have in mind, and then invite them to set up a call with you, or if you're in person, if you like to meet in person, that type of thing, then ask them if they would like to do that. But use that as an opportunity to go in and make that initial connection. I've met a few people through those customized personable messages, and we've actually started a genuine dialogue that way versus the automated ones. It's like, okay, accept, connect, and then really there's no conversation because it hasn't been started. So so I would say to use that as well and personalize your messages. Also, if you have time, during the week, just check in a little bit, just kind of scroll through some of the posts that are on your feed in your community and just read it, like it, comment. And that goes a long way to actually building connections and becoming visible in your community. So people can see your name pop up. They'll say, oh, Tracee or Paul or Sue or Chuck, they continue to see my post, or they like this and that. And it also helps with the algorithm too, I think, and how your feed comes through and what you see. So take some time, even if it's just 5 minutes, a week, and just intentionally just go through and just scroll and be visible on the site. And lastly, as a newbie, show up to the events. The events, us as ambassadors, we take time to plan these wonderful events, and we do this so that we can help you guys connect with each other. So we know Alignable's culture, their mission is to help small business owners get to know, like, and trust each other. And so what we do as ambassadors is take our time to actually plan these events and create this atmosphere for you guys to come and network and get to know, like, and trust each other. So if you can, take some time out and plan to go to an ambassador event, ambassador-led event, and participate there. Get to know some of the local business members who are there with you in your area. And if you travel, find another Alignable Alliance where you're traveling to and see if you can, swipe in like a visit to an extra alliance while you're away too, and just kind of keep connected. It's a great community and it's there and available. If you, take the time to work it, it works for you.
All good comments. Wow. I'm kind of like, okay, is there anything left? There is. Don't worry, folks.
Yeah.
You guys did a really great job. So fun. Sue, do you have, well, I do want to bring up one thing. I want to bring up how you guys are feeling. Are you adapting to Alignable 360 yet? I mean, it is about 6 months old. There are new additions to it all the time, thank goodness. But Paul, why don't you take that one? Let us know how much you've been able to use Alignable 360, or if you haven't yet.
One of my favorite components of it is, like, I know somebody that's in the Melbourne, Florida area,
Right.
and I might have a bunch of doctors and nurse practitioners in my connections. And I said to them, they're looking for in their niche doctors and their nurses. So I said, I'll introduce you to them. I'm happy to, because I know this person. They work in a space that deals with Medicare and a certain product. So I didn't know exactly how many people that were in my connections, but I had a few connections left. So I just typed in Melbourne, Florida to see if I could find a few extra doctors, and I reached out to see if I could connect to them. But I've had the most success, not to go off too much on a tangent, Chuck, but I think I found a little secret that there's a lot of brand new members coming on to all the different cities. So I just look for my local 10 cities like Delray Beach, Boynton Beach, Boca Raton, West Palm Beach, and I see who are the new people in those communities, the city communities. And instead of trying to connect to people that are already here, I thought I'd be the first person to connect to the brand new person, and they'd see that I had, like Tracee said, an already filled out profile. Every section, spruce it up. If you're not a great writer like Chuck is, or you're not an English teacher, I was an intern at an assemblyman's office in New York, and I had to practice 1 day a week on how to write constituent letters. But if I had ChatGPT back then, I could literally take my text, put it into it, tell it, reword it, make it better punctuation, call it a summary post for social media, and it literally puts it with highlights, bold face, and perfect grammar. My English teacher will be proud. And I put that in every piece of my profile. And that really makes me look the best I possibly can. So if you don't have all of your parts of your profile done, don't be afraid to take your words, put them in ChatGPT, tell it to make it more exciting, and
Yeah.
then see what it does. And with the grammar, it's perfect. And you want to be in the best light, just like a good headshot. It puts you in the. Sometimes I get intimidated because somebody's headshot looks really good. And then when you see them in person, they look like this. All of us, normal, humble people, without makeup or with makeup, but the
I
headshot
don't know. We're
looks
pretty cute, Paul.
perfect.
I don't know what you're talking about.
See
So,
how
so
humble Chuck is?
Oh, real quick, you guys, it's so funny because I literally just did this today because I'm starting to revamp my own profile, my own business profile. And there is already an AI, it's called the elevator pitch, create your elevator on the About Us section, which will do it for you. And what's cool is it asks you questions and then it'll help craft a nice, short, but powerful About Us section on your profile. So it's funny, I was just starting to play around with that this morning right before I got on here.
That's
Yeah,
fun.
I love
I didn't
that
know
feature
about
actually.
that. That's fun.
So
Yeah.
when
See,
that
Yeah,
brand new
takes
person
all the time.
comes,
the
that
AI
brand,
tools
yeah,
are amazing, and I think you can only use them with the premium accounts though, right?
Oh, I think that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Depends.
upgrade,
It
mhm.
depends.
upgrade.
Yeah. There you go.
It's
Yeah,
been,
let's
yeah, it's awesome.
Hey, there's a workaround for the brand new person because that's what in-person events are all about. If you want free connections, use the QR code at the event. You can
Mhm.
get all those connections for free.
That's
Yes, that's
great.
another benefit of going in person.
that's
So let me ask, how many events do you each have every month? Do you have the one or do you
One,
squeeze in two?
I have one right
one,
now. Yeah, I
one.
have one.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
I'm
Paul,
doing
I
a
know you do the radio show thing
Yeah,
too. I mean, you're doing
oh,
events all the time.
if you dare me to, and you want to be on a podcast or get, brave to do that, anybody can reach out to me on Alignable Connect and let's do a podcast. I could even have you call into my phone and do the audio from my phone now. I figured out how easy it is. So you don't have to be technical to be at a podcast. You could just dial in.
And
awesome.
Tracee, how about you? Because you're a marketing guru, you're doing all sorts of things. You
yeah,
even, and I want to thank you for this, Tracee posted about this event in her social media.
I
And
did.
it was a
Yeah,
beautiful post. I was like, oh my God, wait. I'm like, what event is she doing? Oh, she's doing ours.
this one.
And I was like, oh, it's so cool. So
Yeah,
that
I
was
put it
great
on
too.
one of the competitors. I won't mention which one, but I put it out there. I do share the events. I'm right now just hosting one event, and I call it the Power Hour. I do it once a month. It is an hour and a half of networking. We do it over lunch. And what we do is, a Q&A. We have a group discussion about a topic that, all small business owners pretty much need, something relating to that. And we don't spend much time on it, 10 or 15 minutes, and then we get down to networking. So we do power pitches. It's 30 to 60 seconds of your elevator pitch. I want to know who you are, what do you do, what problem you're solving, for whom, and then whether or not you need something right now that our group at that meeting can help you with. So that's what I call the power pitch. We do those, and then we spend some time doing open networking for the remainder of that final hour. So I do that once a month. And I'm also partnering now with other groups to host events. So that's starting to come down the pike as well. And I was doing an evening event, which was a big hit, and I would do that. So I had 2 events a month. But now I'm not doing that evening event, but it's coming back. So stay tuned.
So
That sounds
Is
fun.
that
I
for
wish
two
I lived
hours?
near you.
Say that one more time, Chuck.
I was just saying, I wish I lived near you, Tracee. You got great events. And I wish I lived near Paul because I know all the crazy stuff he's doing. So,
Is your event 2 hours long?
It's an hour and a half, power
Okay.
hour. Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I want to
We do it for two, by the way.
Yeah.
Sorry, Sue.
My evening event was 2 hours long because it was more relaxed. We had it over, it was called Winning Wednesdays or Wednesday Cocktails and Winning
oh,
Conversations. It was very relaxed. You know, people would come after work and or whatever you do that day and just chill and kind of relax, get a glass of wine, have some conversation. We had icebreakers. So it's done a little bit differently than the power hour, but that one was 2 hours. So it just kind of play it by ear. I do have a couple of other events happening this month though.
Okay. I want to jump in real quick because the people that are listening might not know exactly what you guys are all talking about and how to find their local events. So, for everybody's, if you didn't know this, this is brand new. It was a brand new feature on Alignable. They actually, when you look at your profile and in the left-hand column and you go down and you look at your community groups, those are the groups that are your local focus groups. They've been completely revamped and they're beautiful. And when you go to that, so for example, my profile is in Scottsdale. I'm not there right now, but I will be for the fall and winter. So I can go to my Scottsdale community group. It will actually have any local events listed. So if you're in Texas, it's going to show you all the Texas events, same with Florida, and it'll be listed right there in your community group that you can join. Also, the local leaders, which are your ambassadors, like these two amazing people, they are listed in their respective community groups as well. So you can just reach right out to your local ambassador. So you'll see pictures, all kinds of cool stuff. They're amazing. They're really much, much better than they used to be. So that's how everybody in the room here can find your local events. I do want to jump to success stories since that's what our whole thing
yes,
is about.
please.
Yes, so I'm going to ask each of you to tell us how long you've been on Alignable, maybe what got you here in the first place, real quick. And then any success stories that you've had. Have you met, like, for example, Eric in Portland, Oregon met somebody on a Smart Connect. Turned out he's made over $600,000 from that one client that he met in a Smart Connect, and they didn't even talk about business. So I want to hear any success stories maybe you guys have had. So let's start with Tracee this time.
Well, you know, I count it a success whenever my members connect and they have these big success stories. And I recently asked them, I think it was April, you know, to like tell me some of your success stories. And they're doing that same thing, like they're connecting with each other and going out making money on projects. They're getting podcast opportunities. I myself have also had these podcast opportunities. And then just finding referral partners who end up being, you know, business partners in a way. So, you know, I have my things that I do for business and then I use them for that. And so we've been, you know, partnering with a few people from Alignable for now 2+ years. So it's been very, you know, beneficial in that way for me personally. And then also just the add-on bonus of being able to help other people facilitate, you know, those relationships and have their own successes too.
I love that so much. And Chuck, you know, we hear that at every single one of these episodes that everybody said they get more out of helping other people than helping
Yes.
themselves. So, and I know you both like that. So how about you, Paul? What are your big success stories? And how long have you been on Alignable? Oh, Tracee, how long have you been on Alignable?
2022, like March or February 2022.
Oh, okay.
So yeah,
Wow.
a few years.
Oh, okay. Okay, Paul, go ahead.
I think it's a BC before COVID.
I was
In
going to say the
two,
dawn of
Before
time, I
COVID.
think. Yeah.
2008, 18,
Yeah.
I think was my first time, and I did not know what this thing called Alignable was. I don't even know who sent me an email. I don't think if you could go to my profile and go all the way to the bottom and see who invited me to Alignable, because I don't think I could see it, and I don't know who it is. But any meeting where people actually come to, I consider to be a huge success. even if it's one. So there are some meetings that I've had two. I didn't know them before, and I thought I was going to be dining by myself. But we've had 15 people come for the last couple of meetings, and we have solid introductions for each person. And then at the end, we do our love it and list it kind of a thing. What you like, what you learned, and what you love about the meeting. But it's a 2 hour meeting where whoever came 3 times to the past meetings, I invite to be a speaker at the upcoming months. So we have people up through September so far. And if they come 3 times, we just tell them the speaker gets to pay for dinner for everybody. And it's only $50, covers for about 15 people, which is a whole large pizza and some wraps. So it covers if there's vegetarians and meat lovers or whatever, or to
That's a
cover.
great place.
And then the
15 for
facility
50.
covers the beverages. So I figure the next time I'm probably just going to get 2 pizzas because everybody once a month could deal with the carbs for pizza. And it's a restaurant and I can't get it there super hot. Maybe I should really get one of those things you put the pizza in and it would stay hot longer like the delivery people do. But
Okay,
after
Paul, let's get to your success.
Okay.
the success is that first hour is the speaker talks for 20 minutes. Now, I let them talk up to a whole hour. So I've had people talking about whatever their passions are, and you guys all talk about what your business is. And so I love hearing any new business that comes to us. We had one person that was in the health and wellness industry, and they talked about all of their vitamin lines and all their supplements. It wasn't mine, it was theirs. I think that, I mean, and like literally, we all know that there's 10 million people on Alignable, and when they hit that template that says, what are your favorite customers? I get so many people that say they're in the health and wellness industry, and I think they want me to buy all their stuff. I'd have to have one giant trust fund to be everybody's customer. But we know we can't be everybody, but we want to network. And we know if you're top of mind by coming to the event. So yes, my success is as long as I have people at my events, I think that's a success. Just like Tracee said.
That's a great point, but I think you're selling yourself a little short, Paul,
There's
because
something else I'm missing.
you have been involved in this stuff long enough with the contest and all that, where almost everybody knows you. I mean, I don't know if all 10 million people know you, and Tracee, you too. I mean, you're both very, and Sue brings this up all the time, especially when I forget to bring it up, visible. You two are very visible, very recognizable, and you're actually celebrities on Alignable.
I could agree with that because this guy Bruce in West Palm Beach, when he hears this video, when I send a link to it, he says, I just talked to so and so, and he says he knows you. And then last week he says, I just talked to so and so, and he knows you too. How does everybody on Alignable know you, Paul?
That is
Oh, and
funny.
could you please tell us a little bit of the secret of what the algorithm is and how I can get to 1 million views? And is it possible? Or is it a secret?
That's a
I
secret.
won't tell anybody. It's just
Who
the
knows
people I
that
tell here.
secret? Who knows? I'm sitting at around 100,000 views or so a month, and
Ooh,
I think that secret is just connecting and engaging with the community every so often. I'm pretty sure if I spent more than an hour a week, it would increase. So and there's been times when I haven't spent an hour, maybe 15 20 minutes, but just trying to stay engaged, I think increases the views as well, and making comments on other people's posts and just being visible, and I consider it as more like a connection versus a competition. I'm not in competition with anybody. I feel like what God has for me is for me. And so I'm not competing with anyone. There's plenty of people doing marketing, PR, all the things that I do, and, radio, all the things. So it's more about, collaboration and just being kind and helping each other to succeed. So I think
and
that
Don't
that's
need more
how
than an
you
hour, by the way.
succeeded. Yes.
say it again.
You don't need more than an hour, by the way. This morning and yesterday morning, I just spent 10 minutes making 1 or 2 posts to like 3 groups. And I changed up the words so it let me post it. And that's all I did. And I'm way past 100,000. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So yep, that's what it is.
So go ahead and put your questions for these two in the chat. There is, I know Paul was already talking about, someone was asking how well attended the events are. So I know you're getting about 15 or depending on that, but Tracee, I
I
know
like the smaller.
yeah. Said Tracee, you've done some big events and some medium
I
events.
have.
Like we had, oh, gosh, how many? We have 50 or 60 at the
We
one.
had close to 80 at that one.
Goodness
Yeah, and
gracious.
it
It was
was
huge.
and I've had some events where we've had over 100 and something people register, and then it's between 30 and 50% actual show up. So it just
Right.
depends. It depends. On average, I would say about 40 people attend my power hour.
How big is your alliance though? 8,000?
Close to it. There's 7,700
Right.
plus businesses in there. Yeah.
I'm like getting there because I'm like almost at 2,000 members, and I keep adding every week because there are a lot of new members coming. It's true.
And you keep
Yeah,
sending me
it's
notes about it too. And I'm like, okay, Paul, whatever you're doing it right.
I
Mm.
love it. I love to see that growth. I think we had a benefit too, Paul, of having 5 separate alliances joined into making one large alliance. And that's simply because in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, it's nothing for us to drive an hour away. We consider that local. So, so why not join it all together? I think that's helped our alliance become so large. But
I
yeah, we
think you
started.
really did.
Yeah, it
Yes.
did, right? But it's grown. It's probably doubled since they joined us a year ago or so. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. Go ahead and put your question in the chat. I know we got someone with their hand up, but go ahead and put any questions you have for these two in the chat. Let's so okay, let's do this. You guys, oh, we kind of went past this that you guys were talking about. So a lot of people ask me, because I teach a lot of brand new members, and I get asked all the time, what are the benefits of being a premium member? I know, Tracee, you were saying something about that a minute ago. How has being a premium member on Alignable helped you, and any tips or suggestions on that? Let's start with Tracee, since you kind of were saying something a minute ago about that.
Yeah, the AI feature is beautiful, but also what I mostly use the premium membership for is to look at my analytics, and I can do that because on my post and on my profile I can tell where people are going, where they're spending their time, how much engagement I have, and so I like to be able to do that. I would say that, to me, that's one of the main benefits of having that, just being able to see that data. I think data is moving the world right now. So
Yeah, she's talking about the insights page. So if you are a premium or premium plus member, you actually get access to this page where you can actually see who is engaging with your stuff. You can go find really easily find who's commented on your things, who's visiting your profile, who likes your stuff, that kind of stuff. That insights page is just amazing.
right.
Can we
Yeah.
bring up one of those things too? The see who feature.
Yes.
Well, that's the insights page. It's kind of the same thing, right? Or
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
they
being
call it.
able to see the people who visited you, and maybe you can reach out to them, or that's been something a lot of people have said over the years they like. So
Yes.
Exactly.
And I
What
do.
about,
I love that part.
oh, good.
And you
Paul,
can
what about,
see who you're already connected to and the ones you're not connected to, because it says connect if you wish to connect to them. If they are looking at your page, then maybe there's a little hint that you should dive deeper into a connection possibly. Another thing, I didn't know that if you're not premium, you can't see their phone number on their profile. That's what people have been telling me. So I tell the people locally in person, if there's somebody you want to connect to and I'm connected to them, then reach out to me and I'll introduce you with the 360
100%. And yeah, so,
and or the phone number too. If
yes, and on your profile, I don't know, when Chuck was talking about the 360 is the other benefit of being premium is that, or actually on any of the paid plans, you can be on the verified basic plan where you get access to Alignable 360. So when you go in your network page, on your My Network page, you actually have a chance. If I go to Tracee's and it shows me, hey, she has 35 people in her network that are my ideal customers or referral partners, I can actually click see matches next to Tracee's name, and I can go into her network and peruse through and sort and find people and ask her for introductions. That's absolutely huge. So.
And I do get those too. I do get those messages. As an ambassador, people feel free, and they should feel free to contact me and ask me to introduce you to anyone in my what do you call it, in the contacts in my list, anyone, because that's perfectly fine.
Then
Most
your
of the people I have
alliance,
met or
right?
have some kind of communication with, and I don't mind making those introductions. So if you see them, let me know.
Yes. Paul, did you have
I was
something?
looking to see if the hand goes up when you do it
I was
automatically, but
wondering if Paul was shielding himself from the sun. I was
yeah, it's too sunny here. But I think the big deal too was the first quarter of the year during the contest for premium, you could be involved in real-time results for the contest to see where you rank in the top 50 of all of North America and Canada.
Awesome.
if you were on that list, yes, and that list was fast and furious. I
So,
heard someone tell me they were exhausted trying to stay on that list. Anyway, that's a whole other story.
You just have to have fun.
You do have to have fun, and that's the point of this too. It is fun. It makes networking fun, which isn't always fun, let's be honest, right?
Well, my goal is always to make my events fun. I don't care what we're doing. I'm going to make sure I bring that right energy so we can make it fun. And I think that also is the point. Like, you know, we work so we can earn a living, and hopefully we're doing something we're passionate about. And so when we get together, I want to see that passion like poured out into people. Like, you know, let's talk about something that's not necessarily business and just get to know people. That's how you make it fun. You know, actually get to know
Right.
someone.
I love it. And I just posted in the chat because someone was asking about hosting meetings in different places. There's a bunch of links in there for not only Alignable University Group to find any Alignable trainings in there and other stuff. The insider communities for anyone who's on a paid plan or is on one of our paid membership levels. You get to be in the Alignable Insider community. We do lots of cool stuff in there. If you want to be an ambassador, the third one on that list in the chat is an application to be a local ambassador. So definitely, if you're interested, whoever was posting in the chat, you can do that. If you want to be of a group leader, one of the virtual groups, there's one for that as well. And if you want to watch all the past episodes of this show, you can go to our YouTube and find that. And I do mastermind, and there's a 20% off premium member coupon or promo code in there too, but you have to get it here. You can't get it later. You have to get it right here. So just in case you're not premium.
Let me bring something up too about that. Just behind the scenes here,
Okay.
they are putting so much in every time. Every week we have a meeting where everybody gets together, and every week there's another feature that pops up on premium. They are investing so much into premium. This is the time to do it, folks. It's very exciting.
Yes, very much so. All
I
right.
want to
So
comment real quick, Sue. You
go
mentioned
ahead.
the possibility or the opportunity to become an ambassador. Can I just speak on that for a second?
Yes, please.
Okay. If you have a desire to work with small businesses, or you are, you know, the type of person who likes to connect people, or you have a heart for just connecting people, and you love this platform, I would suggest that you talk with a current ambassador, figure out if you like, you know, the duties and responsibilities of this role, and really give it a you know, a thought, like really think about participating in this. It's a great opportunity for you to not only connect with people, but also for visibility for your own business, and doing both, you know, so two birds with one stone. So if you're interested in that, I'd be happy to speak with anyone who has an interest in becoming an ambassador wherever you are. I'm sure Paul would also be interested or willing to do that as well. But yeah, just talk with someone who's actually doing that, and see if it's something you might actually, you know, take interest in. I support it. We need you.
I love it.
How many? Now, there's over 200 ambassadors across the entire country and Canada, right?
That's right. That's
I
right.
think
That's what I saw on a recent list.
Yeah, that's right. And you know, for my alliance, it's four ambassadors now. Yeah, there's
Oh,
four of
you
us.
have 4 of them just in yours. Wow.
Yeah, just for my one alliance, but it's a huge area. We could really take one more. I'm
Mhm.
just saying, you know.
We
Just
finally
saying.
have one in Miami, and then 50 miles up is us in Palm Beach, north of Broward County, and then after that there's Paul Oldendal. Everybody seems to know
Oh
him
yeah.
in Port St.
Cayman.
Lucie, and then the Space Coast and going right up to Florida, into Alabama, Georgia,
Yeah.
both that way, that way.
Awesome. Awesome. So, any other great tips for anybody who is new or been on Alignable for a while? Any or any? Yeah, go ahead, Chuck.
I
Yeah.
have that's great, but I'm going to bring this up and Paul mentioned it, but I think it's and you're going to love it, Sue. I know you will. So, um introverts. We hear a lot about introverts and introverts. Oh, I'm too introverted to be an ambassador. Oh, geez, God, I need to be away from people a little bit, or I'm too introverted to be a good networker or whatever. Tracee, talk to us about that. What do you think?
Oh, I'm not well, am I an introvert? Sometimes.
Not
I'm an
really.
extroverted introvert, I think. I
Me
think
too.
if you find something, I'm serious, but if you find something that you're passionate about, then it's like, rolling out of bed in the morning. It's easy. So and I think even introverts have their one topic that they love to talk about, and you can get them going with that. So find your thing, and let that be what drives you. And if your thing is connecting people, there's opportunities to do that, even as an ambassador, even as an introvert. And I would say, build a system, that works for you, something that keeps it simple, keeps it kind of your flair, your flow of who you are as a person. You don't have to change to become an ambassador. You can still be your introverted self. But just build a system that works for you, something that helps you, put out the events, host the event. Maybe you get a co-host or someone to co-moderate an event with you. Just bring, an intern. Sometimes I bring my intern with me to help out. That kind of, takes away some of the weight of it as well. But there's ways to do it, even as an introvert. I think it can be done. If you need some tips, just call me, or message me. We'll set up a call. But I'm happy to help anyone who wants to get started to do this. I definitely feel like it's worth the time and the effort. I've been doing it for 3 years now, so it's worth it.
Awesome.
Piggyback on Tracy's, Chuck. I unintentionally put into ChatGPT to give me wording for introvert, extrovert, and it gave me how do you communicate to an extrovert, and how do you communicate to an introvert. And it literally said what an extrovert should be doing. Like an extrovert can help an introvert open up and bring them out into the spotlight. And then and an introvert, has they all could have play on each other. So
Right.
I encourage you to go to ChatGPT and type in how could you communicate to an introvert if you're an extrovert, and look to see what it says. It's very interesting.
I love ChatGPT. Side
I
note.
think there's a hand up in the I think.
Yes, go ahead and please put your question or comment or whatever in the chat, just because we're recording this, so we're not taking live questions right now. We want to we only have like 12 minutes left here. So what else haven't we asked these guys? Or have you guys had met anyone on Alignable that was like you would have never met them anywhere else? Maybe talk about Smart Connects. Are you guys using Smart
That's a
Connect?
good one.
Have you had any really
Oh,
good,
the
do you have
Smart Connect.
tips for Smart Connects also? Who wants to talk first about
I
that?
have a
Oh,
very
go ahead.
brief ad about the Smart Connects, and then Paul, you can take it away. Smart Connects for me are perfect for anyone, and I say this because I am a strong supporter of in-person meetings. But if you're not able to get there in person, then definitely do a Smart Connect. Or if your schedule is, kind of where daytime meetings don't work for you, then definitely do those Smart Connects. It's a great way to connect with people still. And then also, if your business is one where you can do just basically work with anyone nationally or across the United States or Canada, and all those people will be there on the Smart Connect. It's going to be a variety of people. So it's a great place to, kind of expand your visibility beyond just your local area too. And then for my Alliance of North Texas, we have a new ambassador who's going to be hosting online virtual, meetups too. And I think that's going to just be for our alliance, but that's local. But the Smart Connects are national. So go for it. Expand your visibility. Get on there.
I love it. How about you, Paul?
If you actually need to do any role playing for your business, Alignable makes it so easy to go into a Smart Connect and you get introduced to 7 people in an hour for 7 minutes. And you could take 3 minutes, you, and 3 minutes them. But for that 3 minutes, 7 different times, you could rehearse your educational moment. I hate to say pitch. And literally, you have an audience of 7 coming at you like a fire hydrant. And you could do 2 of those and you had your practice for the day. If your business isn't national, then stick with the in person, because I'm trying to focus more on that. But I could see how you can get exposure to everywhere in the country just with the Smart Connects.
And probably one of the best things to keep in mind too is you don't want to be pitching, you just want to be yourself. So that they get to Victor Felix is always saying be lovable. And he's right. If you're lovable in those connections, then you get together after that, right? And do one-on-ones, or you see them at a local event or any of those things to get to know each other and their business a little bit better. But it's the relationship building, and look at all the relationships you folks have built. I mean, they're countless now.
That's amazing. Absolutely. Let's see. Anything else? We have like the last, I don't know, a little bit less than 10 minutes. What do you want everyone on this call or anybody that's watching the replay of this episode to know about Alignable and maybe your top 3 tips? Think about that. Like, what are your top 3 tips for anyone on Alignable that's going to set themselves up for success on Alignable and doing everything the right way, like the Alignable way, I guess you could say? Because, I'll just say, I've taught lots and thousands of brand new members that get on Alignable and they think it's a social media platform just like Facebook or LinkedIn. So they come on and they start doing the same things. They post the same things that they would there, and then they're getting in trouble here. They're getting their posts hidden, all that kind of stuff. So your top 3 tips for anyone on Alignable to really set them up for success. Who wants to go first? Either one of you.
Go into the basket for a second.
Go ahead, Paul.
Sure. Okay, hang on just 2 seconds here. Just technical difficulties. Go ahead real quick. I had a horse going through my office. Okay, now they're done. Okay. Hold on a sec.
You want me to go first?
Yeah,
let's go
first,
Tracee.
Tracee.
I'll go first.
Go ahead,
done?
Tracee. Go ahead. I'm good though, but go ahead.
Okay, no worries. Okay, so I would say, and I kind of already touched on this. That was funny, Paul. Connectivity versus competition. The ideal goal and the mission of Alignable is to develop relationships. It's all about relationship building and not what do you call it? Like pat yourself on the back.
Yeah, it's not about stroking your ego.
Yeah,
Right?
it's not about that. It's really about relationship building. And if you have a really great celebratory moment, that's beautiful. We can all like share in that celebration, but it's not done in a way that's like showboating. You know what I mean? It's more done. It's just a way. Alignable has this way. And it's more about relationship building and supporting each other in business than it is about, being competitive or trying to use it as a platform to get business. The business will come. The business does come, but that's not the purpose of the platform. The platform's purpose is not to, put your ads out there and say, oh, I have this sale. Will you be my client or my customer? That's really not the point at all. And if that's how you're using it, you're probably not going to find as much success as you would if you really understood the purpose of it is to build relationships. And through those relationships, you're able to, find some referral partners actually get some clients who know, like, and trust you versus customers who just, see a good deal and take a chance. They'll actually be supportive. They'll spread your name out there. They'll be, more and likely to like share you with other people. So it's really about that. And I would say that is the key point about Alignable that everyone who's using that platform should know. Yeah, and then also, I'm going to say chase the impact that you can make on the platform versus the income that you can make on the platform. So if you're doing that, then you're in the right, frame of mind for using Alignable in the way that it's intended to be used.
Oh my gosh, I'm writing that one down.
Oh, good.
That
Yeah,
was
I mean, I'm
gold.
just like, boy, okay, she just bowled us right over.
Oh
We're
my God, that was so good.
you-
Impact over income. Ooh, I'm going to use that. I'm stealing
that's
that.
really
All right,
That
good.
was
you
so
got it.
good.
You
But
got
All
it
it.
right.
does bring that because people, one thing you said was it gets people to like, well, you didn't say brag about you, but I'm going to build on that. It does
Right.
get people to advocate for you, right?
Advocate. Yes, that's a great
Yeah.
term.
And then refer you. I mean, it's just another way to get referrals, but you want people to go, oh my God, that Tracee, she is the best. She does these great social media posts. Someone ought to hire her for that, rather than Tracee saying, hey, everybody, come on in, it's important.
Right, right. Yes. That's the
Oh,
difference
I love
between
it.
this platform versus the other platforms. It's
Yes,
just different. It's a good
100%. Oh, I
different.
love that.
it's a good different.
I
Mhm.
love it. Okay, Paul, what are your top tips that you are
I
going to give to everybody?
I have a 3 and a bonus. I know you've heard all these before, but they could be a great refresher. The number one of the 3, and then the fourth bonus. The one is your profile. So just make sure you go through it. Use ChatGPT, use Alignable's AI if that works for you as well. And there's no excuse where you can't fill in your profile in like under 3 minutes because of ChatGPT. You just type in 2 sentences that you want and tell it to expand it in 3 paragraphs as you want, and you'll get your tonality. And then say, make it more exciting, and it'll make it more fluffy. So number 2 is in-person events. You can get free connections by going to in-person events. If you go once a month, that's a great start, and that's great for the free member as well. And then number 3 is when you make the post on the groups, make posts by asking questions. And that'll keep you away from doing promotional posts. As if you ask a question like my last 4 posts were all in the last 3 days, maybe they might have been all in one day. Same on me, but maybe at the same time they were not promotional and they were literally thoughtful questions. The last one was about confidence. And then the bonus one is a pet peeve. I think it is with Sue as well, which is every profile has 2 pictures that you could upload. It could be the same picture, but if you don't upload the 2 pictures, your message box on Alignable will have your initials in it in a circle. And one of my pet peeves is if I can get people to upload that picture and the logo picture, then when you message in the box, you can see each other in that little circle. And then if somebody asks a question, by keep educating people, tell them to tap on your picture and that'll take them to your profile so that they don't have to keep asking questions. Sometimes people get stuck in the message box and they don't know what to do. So tap on the tiny picture and then you can see their profile.
I love it. That's pretty good.
One
Yes.
more ad, one
Yeah,
more
go,
ad too,
go.
is we have this really cool QR code that you can use. It's a dynamic code. You have to use it in person. But if you're on your, is it through the messenger, the event, like at the top of it, there's like a little 4 square thing in the search bar. Click that, and that's going to take you to your personal QR code for your profile. If you are in person with someone and you want to connect on Alignable, then just pull that up, show them that QR code, they can scan it and then add you as a contact. So that's another really easy way to connect with people in person too, even at the meetings.
Yeah, absolutely. That's very good. There actually, if you go on your browser, on your phone, anybody go, it's not the app, it's the browser on your phone. And there's and you log into your account in the search, there is a little place you can click right there that's a QR code. So if you're out at a different event, a chamber event or something like that, you can actually if someone goes, I've never heard of Alignable, you can hold that up and then you'll become kind of their sponsor so that you guys can connect. And anyway, it will help them get started on Alignable. So thanks for bringing that up. I'm glad
it's in the search bar. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, we are at the end of our episode. Chuck, I don't know if there's any last minute things. I really appreciate you two for being here. This has been very fun. And there was someone in the chat that said they're in Texas by you, Tracee. So maybe take a look. I don't
Please
know if you guys
connect
know
with
each other.
me.
Yeah, so definitely connect. Everyone here, make sure that you go back to the event post where you actually logged in and registered, and you will see the registered list and then the people who attended, and find these two and connect with them. Every single one of you should connect with these two. Set up some time if you want to meet with them, join their events. And yeah, any other last minute things, Chuck, before we sign off?
I think just, reach out. And if you haven't reached out to me and if you haven't reached out to Sue, reach out to us too, because we'd love to hear from you as well.
100%. Thank you guys again. And thank you everybody for being here. Thanks to everyone. And we'll talk to you guys soon. Have a great day.
Thank you, Sue and
everyone.
Chuck.
Have a
Thanks for
great
inviting
one.
me. Thanks, Paul.
Bye, everyone.